where you at, man?
Yeah.
I gets the money.
Steady West.
I gets the money. I gets the money.
What?
I gets the money. I gets the money. I gets the money.
Try back doing 100 in the hardest whip.
Fam is on this.
Me and all my real ones that I started with. Only enough room in here for what I started with. Yeah, from what I started with.
Yeah, it's showtime, baby. Going straight to the money. Can't slow down, baby. Whole crew fly. All we see is dollar signs. And it's another connect on the other line. Most millionaires got 7 ways of income. I'm trying to be a billionaire, need 14 ways of income. Feed the family, hood, and then some. Rolling through the city with the top back. And I dare money, they ain't trying to stop that. I told them fuck rap, we about to celebrate. Get double A. The dream that I had started in my hand and was created with my hands. Obama said I can, so fuck it, I'ma live it. It's dough ringing at the door, so fuck it, I'ma get it. Automatic shifted, and I'm bringing all my real homies with me.
Yeah.
I gets the money, I gets the money, I gets the money.
What?
I gets the money, I gets the money, I gets the money.
Try back doing 100 in the hardest whip. Me and all my real ones that I started with. Only enough room in here for what I started with. Yeah, for what I started with. First off, my music banging, so they acting fake. But I'ma keep doing me, cause I'm about to get paid. 3 hoes balling on my back, that's Dwayne Wade. I got 100s, got 50s, I don't carry change. Ain't it funny, money got them acting like slaves. And goddamn, it's hella funny how I'm self-made. But it was only real niggas around the whole way. Around the whole way, yeah, around the whole way. And I was trying to do it like them OGs did it. I'm way ahead of my living, the way I'm switching these women, the way I'm handling business. How you can't get a ticket, back then y'all was tripping. That was all your decision. Bad bitch in my ear. Oh yeah, she hit me up because she knowing it's my year. She never hit me up when I was down, now I'm here. A little bottle of Ciroc, cause I ain't into drinking beer. Haters in my future, so I'm trying to steer clear. Late nights in the hills, me and Brandon switching gears. One rolled up, bitches hopping in the whip, cause they see the way we ball and they want a part of it. Only enough room in here for what I started with. I gotta put my niggas on, yep, that's the heart of this. And that's the real because we gotta eat regardless, bitch. Top back doing 100, nigga, in the hardest whip. Oh yeah, bitch. Yeah.
I gets the money, I gets the money, I gets the money.
What?
I gets the money, I gets the money, I gets the money.
Try back doing 100 in the hardest whip. Me and all my real ones that I started with. Only enough room in here for what I started with. Yeah, for what I started with.
Yeah. What's good? Yeah, that's the homegirl. Sugar Ray. Straight out of Watts, California.
I gets the money, I gets the money, I gets the money.
What?
I gets the money, I gets the money, I gets the money.
Try back doing 100 in the hardest whip. Me and all my real ones that I started with. Only enough room in here for what I started with. Yeah, for what I started with.
Steady West movement, y'all. This is Set in the West, y'all. What's good? What it good do? What's up, y'all? Peace to everybody that's joining chat. Wow, this is 100. I got 169 people in the Chizat. What's good? I will get into an episode of this here. But we're not here for that today, y'all. We're not here for that, and y'all know that theme music. Y'all know what that is. We're not here for that, and in fact, I'm not here. This is AI. I am AI, y'all. This is some AI shit. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with y'all. All right. Let me just go this route here. What's good? What's good, family? What's up? Glad to see everybody in the house. I see Long Gong in the house. And what's good? And yeah, Tara Jackson, appreciate you. You're a member. And yeah, y'all, you know what this looks like, and y'all know I'm about to go in. It's crazy. I'm not entertaining any of the other shenanigans that's going on, to be honest, because I'm sticking to my agenda. I've already laid it out and I said what I'm going to do. And I'm talking about this topic today, which is the Culture Vulture duo, Adam22 and Vlad the Impaler. What's good, Mumsy Trip, Deborah Wayne. Yeah, that's look up the homegirl. Her name is Sugar Ray. It's spelled. Let me make sure y'all got it correct. But she from Watts. That's the homegirl. She's dope as all get out. And I've been supporting her since I've been knowing her good, like, shoot, what about a good 15 years? Yeah, we go back. I think it's spelled SHUGARAY. Let me just double check. Yeah. SHUGARAE. She got a dope song with the homie Glasses Malone. Shout out to Glasses. And yeah, definitely go support. But like I said, Sugar Ray, SHUGARAE. That was nice. I ain't played. I was supposed to play my cousin joint today, but he didn't send it over. All right, new music. What we got? Nah. Okay. Is it this type? No, maybe it's this right here. Let's do this. Yeah. All right, y'all. All right. Yeah, that's the homegirl Sugar Ray. I just had to shout that out. Chin. And yeah, appreciate everybody coming through. And don't get mad. Hold on, let me take care of the rent situation, because I taken the liberties, because what was going on before with something was up with these a whole lot of hacking going on. I hope y'all realize it's a lot of shenanigans going on, so I had to go on the backdrop and clean up some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, hold on. I meant to give, because Long Gone's wrench is gone as well. Give me 1 second. I just got to get everybody back in order. Of course, no one meant to get rid of the Jaguar right effect. What's good? And give me 1 second. I'm lining it all up right now. It's just like it's crazy what's been going on as of late. And I thought she would sign in with that right there. And Long Gone, I'm sorry. Yeah. Go on. There we go. And Mike is still, Archangel Michael is there as well. Hold on. Okay, wait, Long Gone. What I'm gonna have to do is I gotta do it from here. I'm tripping. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate flying the plane as I'm driving. You know what I'm saying? I really do. But I gotta make it do what it do. Here it is. Hold on. Okay. Now I gotta go in another way. But long story short, yeah. Jag should be she should be the a mod in here or whatever. She got a wrench, of course. No. Look, this is not that type of show. I'm basically about to lay out some stuff because I had to touch bases with a bunch of my folks, and I got out to the streets. I'm already working on another project because April 29th is the anniversary of the LA riots, or the LA uprising, and I got a lot of content that I've been wanting to lay out, but I didn't have a chance to do it. But I got a lot of my OGs who's going to participate. I'm going to do a Set in the West documentary of the LA riots. I have like tons of footage of what was going on during the riots, man, and right after the riots. I was like 12 years old. So I'm gonna give y'all like firsthand account of like where I was at, where I was staying, all that good stuff, and then I'm gonna show y'all like what was going on. I still have like video footage of stuff burning down. It was crazy. And for a kid, that was very traumatic. I was what 7th grade, 8th grade. And I just remember like, oh man, this seemed like the world was gonna end. It was crazy. It was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. What? Did I know Barry White wasn't a singer? He was a. I know. Lemire, I know Barry White was a straight up. I know that. No, for real. I know that. The riots was the year 1992. That probably was before a lot of y'all even were born. But I have footage of that, and I'm about to just do a whole just history layout, because I got to just get back to my content, man. All that other stuff, I'm cool on. Long gone, I'm gonna get you straight. Give me 1 second. Overall, though, what's going on though is, yeah, I went out to the streets and was, just connecting back with some folks, because if y'all know what's going on right now with the situation with Big U and the indictment, they're calling it the Rolling 60s RICO. And this is what Vlad and Adam22 are talking about. They're referring to this as the Rolling 60s RICO, but it's not the Rolling 60s RICO. I could tell y'all weeks ago, I was talking to y'all, I was doing the live, and I said, I need to reach out to my boys, Papa Loc, all my folks I grew up with, who were down with Nip. And it's funny, I was reaching out, no one was getting back at me. That's why I said I need to get out here and actually go holla at folks. So that's what I was doing. And we locked back in, and then I found out some information about this guy here, Adam22 or Adam16 or whatever the hood affectionately want to call him. And I said, yeah, it's perfect, because and even before I even came up with this title, I said, in this subject, I said, yeah, this is gonna be great. But overall, though, look, I'm giving y'all the real culture, especially West Coast culture, because it's a reason why certain attributes are attached to West Coast hip hop. East Coast is where it started. We can all say that. Now, if y'all look at Set in the West, though, the documentary, you'll see where there's some debatable things about how it started, how and all that, because I bring it back to 1969 with Don Campbell, because Don Campbell started pop locking in LA. He's from Fresno. So the origins of hip hop started here on the West Coast, but hip hop started on the East. So we all know the story about the East and all that or whatever, and why the beats sound the way they sound, because of the way the studios the way New York is. New York has a certain sound. Here on the West Coast, though, we got a different sound. And why is that? Why is car culture attached to hip hop, West Coast hip hop? Why is the gang culture so attached to the West Coast hip hop thing? I'm gonna get more into that, because y'all, I think people got to really understand how everything's laid out. And now we got this situation where this guy, Eugene Henley, aka Big U, is going down for some things that he did or allegedly did. I'm not gonna say he did anything. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. We'll let the courts figure all that out. But he's definitely going down for some things, and they're saying he's like the leader of the Crips, and like they Boogie Monster and Boogeyman him right now. You know what I'm saying? And DJ Vlad, Adam22, y'all ain't got to go check out their content. I'll give y'all a rough draft of what was said, because the day prior they did an interview. That's DJ Vlad and Adam22. They I would say they interviewed each other. Like I said, the Culture Vulture brothers, the Culture Vulture duo, they interviewed each other, and it was very interesting. Yeah, so let's get into that, because right now it's like people are talking about the situation that happened with Big U, and like I said, they're calling this the Rolling 60s RICO. But why did this even come about? No one's asking that question. Let me give just a brief little history on Big U. His name is Big Draws. That's his hood name. So when the feds dropped the whole thing called Operation Drawdown, I found that hilarious. Not funny, haha, like, oh, that's funny on Big U, draws down, draw down. No. It's the irony. draw down. They got to draw in. They got to bring the draws in. They got to lift up their draws. I don't know. But Big U's hood name is Big Draws, and he's been connected to allegedly some unalivements of some people. Some people say he had his hands in Nipsey, and they're looking at re-examining that whole situation that happened with the unaliver of Nipsey Hussle. May he rest in peace. And Big U's connection to that whole situation. The guy shitty cuz always said something, but I don't know, like, I'm glad they're gonna look into that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta really say. I'm glad they're gonna look into it. But this whole live isn't about Big U. This live is really about a culture vulture duo. And what is a culture vulture? So everybody know what a culture vulture is. It's someone who immerses himself into a culture that they're not really a part of. And they take and they take and they take and they eat. They take and they take and they take and they eat. Like, for example, there was a YouTuber who, I'm not gonna say the person's name. They went around saying they were a bird, but they were mislabeling what type of bird they really were. They really were a vulture because of how they moved and how they conducted themselves. A vulture's a dirty bird. A vulture eats the dead. It's a scavenger. And we got a culture vulture duo of scavengers. DJ Vlad, well, quick history on Vlad. Met Vlad, and I ain't got nothing against Vlad, but I do, because he lied on Jag. he did some BS. Go back, say about October, I did a video where I'm talking about DJ Vlad, you're wrong. And I go in on Vlad. He was, Russian, born to a Russian Jewish family, moved to the United States when he was young. He's about 50, 51 years old. So you can say about 45 years ago, he came to the U.S. and he settled in California, basically. I never knew Vlad. So, I'm not 50, but I'm about that age. We're about that same age bracket, though. Because I'll tell you what, just because he's a Russian Jew or white or whatever, classified as white, and just because you're another race besides black, don't necessarily mean you have to be a vulture. Most of my friends I grew up with in high school were of different races. When I went to Westchester and Overwright, I have friends of all races, and we loved hip hop. Shout out to my boy Ariel. Shout out to Ariel's Jewish. Shout out to Cash, my boy Kashmir. He's Sri Lankan. Shout out to my homie who used to work for Loud Records. He used to come to the school and just give us tapes like Le Fleur, Le Fly, Skoshka, the Fab Five, and all that Duck Down stuff and the Rockets record stuff. My boy Jonas, Jewish cat, for the culture, with the culture. He went, culture and industry is one thing. Yeah, it's two separate things. So I would say my guy was really industry, but he still was hip hop, because man, hey, you heard this? Boom, here, take this tape. Boom. He was hitting us off with all the dope stuff. So people in hip hop, we knew each other. We know each other. It's funny because my boy who's Sri Lankan, I remember his AOL name was Razcash, because he and I love Razcash, and it was for his birthday I gave him some Razcash CDs. So let's not get it twisted. Just because you are a different race besides black, African American, whatever they label us, freedmen, don't necessarily mean you're a vulture or anything like that. Shout out to Jonathan Hay, because I chopped it up with him, and I'm like, oh, where'd you get your start? He laughed. Like, well, I had a rap group back in the day. I asked him what the rap group name was. He never said it. It's funny, because I get it. It was embarrassing. My first rap group name was like Unknown Suspects or something, and you don't want to be a suspect of nothing, especially right now. You ain't trying to be suspected of anything, especially with these Ricos dropping. But Vlad, let's get to Vlad. They said he developed his hip-hop music interest as a teenager, and he tried making beats, but then he quit, yada, 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 because he wasn't, successful in what he was doing. So he took advantage of the internet, and I think he started with a series called American Gangsters and Ghost Ride the Whip. He directed it, television series. And then in 2008, he launched, I believe, Vlad TV, and it was just like a mixtape thing. It was MP3 files and stuff like that. And then he did the YouTube thing a year later, and he had a partnership program with them, and it was basically designed for, you know, them to make money and do what they need to do and whatever. And he basically was just, his whole thing was, he was the first person to ever do it because he really didn't have an outlet, and he lived in the Bay Area in California, and there were no Africans on Canal Street, so over there, so I really could do it. And that's, you know, that's what he was doing with this mixtape situation. That's how he got branded, and that's how he became a success. But of course, there's controversy with his success. We can all start back with, you know, him blowing up Rick Ross back in 08, showing the image of him being a cop in uniform or a CO at a jail. This was, you know, Rick Ross, the rapper, was not always this rich rapper that he claimed to be. He was actually a correctional officer back in the day. Now, this is according to Courthouse News. Vlad claimed that he posted the photo on his website of Ross in uniform, and he got threatening messages and stuff. And as a result, Vlad asserted that Ross' entourage attacked him, where he suffered 3 fractured bones in his face and a damaged eye socket. And he sued Ross for $4 million, but he settled out of court in 2010 for $300K. It's a nice little hustle, okay? Then, you know, Orlando Brown sat down with Vlad TV, and that's when we got all that other stuff with him talking about Raven Simone. And this is before Jaguar. And he just, like, Orlando Brown kind of got his thing off of, you know, Vlad or whatever. But then, you know, there's other stuff. You know, Vlad was always involved in some stuff. I'll say it like that. Now, when I say stuff, I'm not saying like positive stuff. Think about what I just said. Everything that he was involved in was disagreeable. He mentioned, even he interviewed Keith E.D. And Keith Vlad's connected to Keith E.D. and the indictment of Keith E.D. I think they even went off of a lot of stuff that Keith E.D. said on Vlad TV. Lord Jamar used to be on Vlad TV, and Lord Jamar stopped rocking with him. So I'm gonna say this, man. If you're a coach, if you're for the culture, you're uplifting the culture. You're a part of it. You're a participant of it. He was a DJ, but then he got into some, you know, almost, what do you call that world star type of ish. So it's kind of like you're not really uplifting the culture. You know, even Sweetie was blocked by Warner Brothers to do an interview with Vlad. A lot of artists were not allowed to really rock with Vlad, but Vlad he's still here, and he made his way. So that's just a little bit of history. I'm just giving you the context of who he is and what type of vulture he is. Now let's get into Adam. Oh, I got some stuff about some other stuff that I'm gonna. So I remember Adam Bean having a shop. This had to have been like 05, 06, 07, something like that. So I remember seeing Adam22. He had a shop downtown LA called On Some Shit. And I remember that. I do remember that. And I didn't know too much about him, but I guess he got his start from that right there. Like, he was doing a whole bunch of things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, he basically was on that whole fashion, and then, you know, I don't know how he got into the podcast game or whatever, but this is Adam's dad, Joseph Grandmason. Adam's dad got pardoned by Bill Clinton back in the day, because Adam's dad ended up doing time for fraud, or he got convicted for fraud, but he ended up getting pardoned by Bill Clinton. So this is what you talk about with the pardon. You know, Philip Joseph Grandmason, a New Hampshire alderman convicted of mail fraud. Grand Mason's brother Joseph, a a former state Democrat chair and was one of the Clinton's earliest supporters. And then it goes into talk about is that wait which one? I'm sorry. Let me get it in chronological order. I think this is Then Grand Masson led a group of campaigns and was an informal advisor to others. He was credited with counseling Bill Clinton to declare early victory in the evenings in the New Hampshire primary. Clinton declared himself the comeback kid by taking second place and went on for the first 2 terms in the White House, right? And then later, I guess, before that, I guess, because he became part of Jimmy Carter's co-chair New England Regional Commission and Clinton's director of U.S. Trade and Development Agency. He twice served on the board of Export-Import Bank under Republican George W. Bush. All right, so that give you a little backdrop about this guy here, Adam22. So you kind of get a little insight of who he came from. Sounds like Grand Mason to me. Yep. Yeah, y'all. I guess the 50 trolls that were in here, they didn't want to. They thought I was going to get into the salaciousness. That's not happening. We're sticking to the culture, right? So I appreciate the 200 people here now. Keep it up, y'all. Hit the like, and I'm gonna just go for a little bit longer because for the most part, it's interesting. I'm just giving you a little bit of history of Vlad, and I'm giving you a little history of Adam. And I said it. What did Vlad do for the culture? He really didn't do anything. If you really want to talk about it, but he brought a lot of turmoil. Now, Adam22 though, he brought some stuff. He's like an OnlyFans champ. He's a porn star. He's a corn star. And Charleston White, he called Adam22 Massa. He called him Massa. Why did he do that? That's very interesting. Why did he call him Massa? Well, there's a little bit of information about Adam with him and back on Fig community, all AD and all them or whatever. Shout out to them brothers. There's information about that situation where Adam brought on, I forget the guy's name, but he's a white inferiorist, or some people say supremacist, and he aired it out. He's like, I thought Adam22 was a wigger, but he's not. He's really a slave master, and that put a rift into the relationship with the black content creators he had on there, and they left. The smart ones left, and they started their own thing, and they're successfully doing their thing. So again, shout out to AD, shout out to what's old boy name, man? Y'all know what it is. Back on Fig and all them or whatever, man. So they took the information they learned from Adam and they just ventured off and did their own thing, like a true boss would. But Adam is a scumbag in my opinion. And let's get into the scummery, the stuff that he's done. So look, well, check it out. Oh, there's also allegations of Adam. Well, the reason why we call him Adam 12 because of the A minor stuff that he has been alleged to have done, and we'll talk more about that because that's disgusting. That is disgusting. Like they say he's out there with the pedos. He's one of those. Thank you, Tar Jackson. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I really do. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm cutting in and out a bit. Well, that's probably because of there's interference. Hold on, y'all. Let me do this real quick. They're probably doing that because who I'm talking about. I'm talking about vultures, real life vultures. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's bring that. I'm gonna just bring the music down a bit. Let me know if y'all can hear me, if that's a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all. So Adam 12. That's the reason why the hood affectionately calls him Adam 12. Well, you say Adam was being gangbanged and wait, oh no, why'd you make me say that? Oh God. Yeah, Adam is a He's a piece of work. That's why I say he's a scum in my opinion. And I'm not, like I said, I'll say allegedly as far as the S crimes that they are saying, but he's definitely a corn star, and in my opinion, he's a vulture. So him and Adam and Vlad teamed up for an interview the other day, and they decided to talk about the so-called Rolling 60s Rico. They started out with the conversation talking about Vlad's involvement in YouTube and how he got started, and there's some interesting information at what he said, but it also sounded like some plant. It was like, you know, like a plant stuff. Like he was kind of like giving this spot on YouTube, if you really want to talk about it. And then Vlad also talked about, you know, his $100 members only content that he has for YouTubers who are interested in going his route, going the way that Vlad went, and, you know, not messing up and doing your lives this time, and not necessarily focusing on lives, but doing like content like how he does, where he would chop up interviews and put it out there, and then he would, you know, give his members the whole interview, you know, in advance, and then he would chop it up into part 13, part 14 of him talking to whomever. So he basically talked about that. Then they started going into, him and Adam started going into the whole violence in hip hop and what they cover. He complained about, Vlad complained about some song that Dirk said his name in the song twice. He was disappointed in the situation that happened with Quando Rondo, who was, I think, allegedly from Rolling 60s, and the unalivement of Quando Rondo's cousin. He was disappointed that his cousin was unalived, and he kind of low-key snitched on Dirk. And then they started talking about King Von and Dirk's beef. And then Adam12 started saying, he made a comment saying, when me and you have beef with people, we don't go to violence. So he's trying to separate himself and say, well, you know, these people we interview, they're animals, they're savages. That's a typical white supremacist talking point. We're civilized. You and I, when me and you have beef, we're civilized. We don't go to violence. Okay. Well, the founders of this country, that's their motto. It's genocide and raping and genocide. That's what they you know, they'll talk about, you know, so-called minority still in the car, but their ancestors still whole countries. But yeah, I found that interesting. They were talking about when me and you have a beef with people, we don't go to violence. So, you know, not in a normal, rational person, even someone from, let's say, the neighborhood I grew up in the 60s or whatever, they don't run to violence either. But it's a dog whistle. He's making a talking point to say, hey, these people are animals. Then they get in talking to about the Drakeo murder. I'm sorry, dang. The Drakeo unalivement. The Drakeo unalivement. They start talking about that. Vlad also he spoke on the violence that Dirk did, or what Von did, and they basically were going over their own dossiers. You know, they got information about this person, or they got information about that person. That's what they were going. That's what they were talking about, and it really did made me just think about. It's funny you talk about distraction, how they are the distraction, and how they are allowed to just spit the distraction. You know what I'm saying? They're allowed to do it. You know, you really got to stay focused when, especially dealing with hip hop, dealing with your art. Like if you're an artist, you're a hip hop artist, you spit, you're a singer, whatever. What you should do is not focus on things that will distract you, because that'll just get you out of your creativity. And these two, when we're talking about hip hop is creativity. For the most part, it's creativity. Now there's other stuff. There's nine elements of hip hop. And the main focus that people talk about are the rappers, and we talk about the DJs, and we got the MC side, or that's the rap, DJing, b-boying, graph. Knowledge is the fifth element, and then we got four more that we can talk about: entrepreneurship, clothing, fashion, all that. We can go deeper. But what do these dudes? What do these two do? They really don't bring anything of value when it comes to the culture, because not on some MCing, not even on some knowledge. They're fanning the flames for gang members. They're over there. Like I said, they were trading their dossiers. They were talking about all the rappers who committed unalivements. It was crazy. They were really talking about all the rappers who committed unalivements. They talked about Von Dirk. They talked about Bootsy. They talked about. They were they were comparing their dossiers. And then they started talking about the Rolling 60s RICO, the so-called Rolling 60 RICO. And Adam had Loose Cannon on there, and Loose Cannon was telling him about how he was robbing dispensaries for Big U, allegedly, and saying all kind of stuff. It was crazy. I was just like, they were sitting there comparing their dossiers. That's what it was. It was like a federal, it was a live, recorded, unedited federal informant meeting. That's what it looked like. Because Vlad said some things about he never saw anything illegal between Big U, and he was shocked about what he saw and what he heard about Brick Baby, and the whole him being involved. He said, "Yeah, I never saw anything illegal between, but yeah, Big U's not going to do anything illegal around you." And TMZ contacted Vlad, and he also mentioned, Vlad said something about if he recorded convos with Big U, he would release it. He said none of them guys will tell them secrets. And then it was very interesting because then they started talking about Vlad said that he had beef with Wack for years, and he never went or anybody in the streets to say handle this problem for me. So during that conversation, I found it very interesting because Vlad said, I've had beef with people for years. I had beef with Wack for years, but I never went to any of these street dudes and asked them to handle the beef for me. I'll handle it myself. And that was funny because I think he was kind of saying something to Adam, because a lot of people don't know. I think a lot of people thought that Adam22 was from Hoover because of the, the 80 and all them or whatever, I think people thought that Adam had a connection with the Hoovers, but I go to ninjas.com. I don't go on the internet and look up stuff. I go to the source. I go to what my guy, my big bro Razcat say. He goes to ninjas.com. I'll just say it like that. So I went to the streets and I'm chopping it up with the homies, the essays, everybody. And y'all remember, put a 1 in the chat if you remember the situation where Orlando Brown was on No Jumper, and there was this dude with braids, this dude named 4 Extra. He snatched up Orlando Brown. He snatched him up for calling him he called 4 Extra Keke Palmer. I don't know why he called him Keke Palmer, but 4 Extra got him and snatched him up. Put a 1 if y'all ever saw that video of that, because that was hilarious. But that guy 4 Extra, he's key. He's a key. Yeah, Deborah Wayne, I know you saw that. That happened. That didn't happen not too long ago. But Orlando Brown was on with Adam, and 4 Extra snatched him up. Like, yo, can either of them break dance? Them two tall, lanky white boys, you ain't finna see none of them break dancing. You're probably stiff as a dang on board. You know what I mean? Nah, they ain't breaking. Shout out to the Filipinos and the Japanese, and they still keep the breaking thing going. And you see some of the Latino brothers doing it. But yeah, Yeah, faux extra. Let's go back to faux extra. So when I went to the neighborhood, and I'm gonna tell y'all this, dude. The neighborhood, the gang stuff, I'm not a part of any of this gang stuff. They have their own code. So, you know, Vlad and Adam talking, these are nerds talking street shit. The real gang stuff, they have their own code. And they're not going to tell you everything. And that's why, like I said, I think Vlad got close to a lot of people because he knows they're not going to tell him anything, but he can hint around and he can drop dime or whatever, allegedly, on maybe the location or where this person is or that. Like, you know, you can still be an informant without being an informant, if you ask me. And back to what I was saying here too, because Vlad was low key telling Adam something. He's like, I had beef with Wack for years, and I never went to any of these guys to help me handle the problem. He said he was hinting at Adam because Adam is being protected by the Rolling 40s, allegedly. Well, that's what the streets are saying. The 40s are protecting Adam. So, like, if you go to Adam's spot and you interview, and let's say you want to haul off on him, you want to whoop his ass. Somebody from it's a big dude from the 40s, like, you ain't finna touch him. You get what I'm saying? So I'm under the impression that Vlad was trying to tell Adam something. Trust and believe. I think Adam's going to be going to jail sometime soon. Something's going to happen. Adam is too involved. He had SEX with Wack's wife, allegedly. I did a video of that. And I saw that, and I was like, you know, they were wife swapping. It was, you know, Adam is married to Lena the Plug, an Armenian chick. She's a corn star. Adam's a corn star. And Wack 100 and his wife, they did a wife swap thingy. I think it's disgusting. And dude is just too close he's too close to all this. He's too close. So I think Adam will be going to jail soon. I think Vlad sat him down and was like, look, man, you do a whole lot. You're a little too into Vlad telling him he been back for years, and he never went to anybody. He never went to Big U because Big U and Wack had some stuff. He never went to Brick Baby. He never went to nobody and said, can you handle this problem for me? They were low-key talking to each other when they were, Vlad was low-key talking to Adam about that. But like I said, I talked to the SA homies who, you know, they know these people, you know, Adam and stuff. Like, yeah, the 40s protect them. And if you don't know the street culture, the 40s, you got the 40s, rolling 40s, the rolling 60s, the 90s. I don't even know how active these gangs are like that, but I guess the 40s are still doing their thing. I thought the 40s got swept up because there was a RICO thing that happened to them. A lot of their neighborhood is closer to like USC and Exposition Park, and the powers that be cleaned up that area because there were developments happening in and around Exposition Park and USC in LA. So they were like, we got to clean this area up. So they were doing raids. This was a long time ago too, where they were just, doing a little thing and cleaning up that neighborhood, the 40s neighborhood, and especially the 30s. There's a rolling 30s. I don't even think the 30s are even like around no more. I grew up in the 30s too. And, there's a mixture of Crips, Bloods, Fruit Towns, all that. Like, so, you from LA, you kind of know where is where and who is who. And when they started cleaning that area up, I was like, oh, but the 40s are still active. I guess they're doing their thing. And again, like I said, the gangs, they have their own code. I ain't into it. My name in it. Bennett, I ain't in it, but I know it. I don't know it. I just know of it. And I think Wack said he's not the feds, but he knew some of the individuals that had leaks. So this goes on to the interview that happened today on the Wack and the Adam and Wack show. So it was just a nerd fest. It was Vlad, it was Trap Lore Ross, it was ADAM22, and it was Akadiddy. all sitting down talking about this quote unquote rolling 60s Rico. So they're just turning this into something just because it's like, you know, and like I said, the whole thing is really about Big U and his enterprises and some extortion stuff that was going on, allegedly, some things that was not looking right with his books, allegedly, an unalivement, allegedly. All this is the rolling 60s Rico, quote unquote. I said, stop it. So they're turning this into a thing, but they're sending out another dog whistle, if you really ask me. But yeah, they had Trap, Laura Ross, Vlad, Adam, and Akadidi and Wack. They were all sitting down talking. It was just first Wack dogged out Spider-Lobe, and you know Wack stated he started dogging out Big U too, of course. And then Wack spoke on Big U and some wiretap situation that was going on. And he talked about an incident where he got confronted by Big U confronted by like 20 dudes and Big U when they were beefing. But little did Big U know, he basically said, Wack said that was an ambush against Big U. And he explained the story, and he said he could have taken out Big U and all that or whatever. And he talked about Big U. Wack said Big U got no connections to the entertainment industry. All those connections are his, yada, yada, yada. And the hood affectionately calls Wack Red Lobster Cheddar Cheese Biscuit Face. That's his hood name, if you really want to, go there. But yeah, oh, y'all in the chat going in. Hold on one second. Assign camp, yeah. East LA is a cultural area. Yeah, that's funny. Oh yeah. LA changed. My cousin lives across the street from Echo Park. It's a bunch of white people walking by. Yeah, bro. Echo Park is crazy. That lake at Echo Park, you used to find dead bodies there. It was crazy. It was crazy. That like Echo Park was always on some. It was a movie called, I think it was called Echo Park A. I forget. There's a movie back in the 80s and it was that whole gang called. It was crazy, but that was a good snapshot of what was going on back then. And Echo Park now looks like something out of, like, it looked crazy. It's just not. It's a good thing, but it's hella gentrified, and they're doing that everywhere now. You know what I'm saying? Especially LA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, you said horror people. What you mean white people walking Echo Park? No. Echo Park is like it's hella gentrified. You know what I'm saying? That money going down Crenshaw, turn that nice area. Yeah. Now I'm gonna throw in something, because when you said about Crenshaw, I'm gonna throw in this before I take off. There's a rail line that goes down Crenshaw. It starts pretty much from Exposition all the way to 67th, and then it dips west, and then it goes into the LAX airport. So this whole quote unquote Rico rolling 60s Rico is really tied to that, because a lot of properties over there, a lot of 6-0s, they were smart. They were businessmen. And in fact, look up the gang called the Businessmen. They were businessmen. And that's why they were called Rich Rolling. They were really rich. It started out doing some stuff allegedly with banks or whatever, yada yada yada, and eventually, they moved it into business, and they started getting things popping with property, etc. So a lot of the property around the neighborhood were owned by 60s. Like Nip owned that shopping center, but he also owned, if you ever go to Don't Be a Menace, but Menace to Society, the store called Buddha Market. It's like about a half a mile down from the Marathon store, where the Slauson Tees. He owned that low key. And then I know the owner across the way that owned the little shopping center there. The whole goal was to turn that whole Slauson corridor from like basically maybe Van Ness all the way up to where Issa Rae's new little spot is, called what's the name of that spot where we went to go eat? Somerville. turn that into like a Ventura Boulevard. That basically was going to be the goal, is to turn that into like a Ventura Boulevard, like a shopping, like you just go from that part, west side of Slauson on down to the east of Van Ness, and boom, you could just, it'll be like Ventura Boulevard. Like if you've been to LA and you know Ventura Boulevard, you know what I'm talking about. But Crenshaw now has a rail line that goes right in the middle of it and goes straight to the airport. So how valuable is that property going to be over there? And that's what's really going on. The property over there is going to appreciate in value, but we'll see how all this property goes, because the stuff that Trump has got going on in China, things about to change with this property stuff too, but I don't want to get too deep. But that's why, if you really want to get down to it, they're really going after a lot of people that own properties and things like that. This whole RICO thing is just an excuse to run up in certain people's houses if you were affiliated with the 60s or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what that is. You know what I'm saying? Figueroa's hood enough for me. Going to see him. I stay on my side. Safe by the water. Yeah. You get over the Fig. You do something on Fig. Yeah. Something might not go. I ain't going. Yeah. Doesn't that A-rail, I don't know what they call it. I forget what they call it. I ain't been on them trains in so long, but yeah, there's a rail that goes down Crenshaw basically. And that's really what's going on when you really want to talk about the whole thing with everything going on with this so-called quote unquote rolling 60s RICO. That's really what's going on. Like I said, I was over there with my cousin about to dip back over there in a minute, go chop it up with him. We got some stuff we got to take care of, some business we got to handle, and that's what's going on. It's just a gentrification project, if you really ask me. And yeah, let's get the monsters out for sure. It's not the purple or blue line. The purple's on Wilshire, the blue line's on the east side. It's the gold line or the yellow line. I don't know, I forget. But yeah, that area is basically about to be flipped like Echo Park. I'm glad y'all the chat is kind of in the same zeitgeist as me mentally, because y'all talked about Echo Park, and Echo Park in the 80s and the early 90s was crazy. And if you go now, you look at it, it looked like Beverly Hills low key, like it looked like how I did 100 years ago. I'll just say it like that. Now, same thing over there on the Crenshaw side of the game. They're just gonna clean that whole little area up from my cousin's apartment, so y'all can kind of see the area. And yeah, they're about to clean that whole little area. But what's going on with Adam? What's going on with Vlad is it's basically just that they are the dog whistlers of. They're the dog whistlers for the I guess the new gentrification of LA. So Crenshaw is still predominantly, for the most part, Hispanic and black, but that's going to change now. Trust me. And that Crenshaw area will be a cool, hip area. Like, oh my God, yeah, rest in peace, Nipsey. It's going to be that. And the next thing you know, there's really no more black neighborhoods in LA. Let's just keep it a buck. No black neighborhoods in LA. So, that's really what's going on. This Big U. This whole thing with Wack talking about he not a Fed, but Big U had some leaks, and that's how he knew the information, because he went on and out. If y'all go to the live I did not too long ago, Big U just Wack broke down so much information about the Big U indictment days before. How did he know that? And his excuses, I know some people. You have individuals, you have leaks. Nah, bro, you the Fed. Yeah, we could talk about Watts, because Watts has always been like a central part. That's why Compton was called the Hub City. It still is called the Hub City. Watts is right above Compton. And you got a lot of railways. You had a lot going on in Watts. Yeah, they're going to gentrify Watts. They tore down the Jordan Downs, and they basically got little townhomes over there. So Alameda, that Alameda corridor is next. They'll start gobbling up houses and that Alameda corridor will be like a spot where it's like, you know, you'll probably have $1 million, $2 million homes over there, but it's in like in the middle of Watts, in little tiny homes. They're changing everything up. You know what I'm saying? You from Watts, that's what's up. I grew up a little bit from in Willowbrook off of 120th and Success. When I was going to Compton my senior year, that's where I was at. Yeah, man. Oil pumps in Compton. There always been oil pumps in Compton. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Still original slave land. There you go. Yep. Orange bus that go through downtown Culver City. I thought the orange bus, that line was in the valley. Maybe I'm tripping. But anyway, yeah, y'all, like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to get on here and talk about these culture vultures. But then, like I said, there's a bigger scheme of things when they really break it down. It's not just about these ineffective, these disagreeable, these they're not even, like I said they're not productive. I said productivity and troductivity. This is the perfect example of troductivity for hip hop. And all they're doing is dog whistling, talking to certain people, keeping people focused on something else. They're not talking about a community empowerment. They're not talking about this new movement with the freedmen that we're talking about, that I'm going to be talking about, where we ain't really talking about reparations as black folks in this country. We got to talk about restitution, and we need like trust and all that. We need to start talking about that. And I know Nip would have been on this, and if Big U did have something to do with that Nip stuff, it's like, well, you know, good riddance. Get your ass up out of here, bro, because you got rid of someone who really could have empowered and educated the hip hop culture. So yeah, it's bigger than just these two clowns putting on a show and doing their lives and, you know, saying what they're saying. It's bigger. It's bigger than that, bro. But again, like I said, pay attention. That thing with ADAM22 and the 40s, I think that's gonna be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, some stuff start happening in certain parts. You now have a rolling 40s indictment, and you know, they start putting the squeeze on Adam, you know, and he may have to start talking, or you know, you have to give up something. If not, then we're gonna get you for this corn that you did with the just with the piece, the CP stuff. You know, like ain't no telling. They, you know, and look at Akadidi. Akadidi just was caught grooming somebody, grooming somebody, man. Like, and now he's sitting here. He still got his channels. They ain't do nothing to him. They kind of just slapped him a little bit, and that was that. He kind of went away for a little bit, and then it's boom. Akadidi's back in there. He's sitting there with Trap Laura Ross and Vlad and Adam and Wack. And this Trap Laura Ross, that fucking guy. Oh, you're not hip hop. And Akadidi, you've been excommunicated from hip hop. You're not hip hop anymore. And Wack, Red Lobster Cheddar Cheese Biscuit Face. Yeah, man, you come on, man. You up out of here. Anybody, if you sitting down with any of them, you ain't one of us. You ain't like us. And I'm gonna leave out of here. Vlad is still mad at that Kendrick song. He's still mad about that Kendrick song. He was complaining. Oh, they not like, I can't stand that. He was mad. He's still mad. Mad as all hell. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, y'all, look. Yeah, man, I'm good. Everything is good. And yeah, right here. Thank you to Nip for what he did for the block. Yep. So yeah, no, I am so good, and I'm so hood. I have to get over here and ban people. This is ridiculous. People over here saying stuff. I have to remove you and ban you because you got no life and your husband dick don't work or something. That's crazy. Get off of my dick and go holler at somebody else. People on here are crazy, man. Like this internet stuff, people take it for real life. It's stupid. Don't pay attention to what's really going on with this Vlad and Adam stuff too. I mean, look at it from a critical eye. Like I said, these are not participants of the culture. They're not real hip hoppers. I can probably go holler at my boy Jonas, who used to work at Raucus and all them or whatever, and I'm sure he's doing something with the culture because he was a real hip hop dude and he was tied to the industry too. But these are all Plizzants. Thank you, lovely me, for being a member. Appreciate you. Look, and I'm gonna do a lot more for the members because I said I got a project that I'm working on about the LA riots, and it will be out. I'll have that out maybe like mid-April, and I'm gonna start laying that out. So thanks for becoming a member of the West Side. Yeah, thank you, Auntie Leah, for modding up. I appreciate you. And yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not letting no distractions veer me from doing what I need to do. When I need to do what I need to do, I just get on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like maybe I should let the trolls kind of just come through because this is funny. The same troll just came and did like another comment. But y'all remember, people are like that in real life. When you got something big, moving for you, you'll have that hurdle. You say, yeah, they must have the mods blocked or something. I don't know, but I'm taking care of them. I'm getting them, Auntie Leia. But when something big is about to come into your life, God will put something in front of you to challenge you and see if you'll be able to get over that hump. And once you get over it, then that's when the breakthroughs come through. For real. That's why I said the productivity and productivity. You're going to focus on some counterproductivity that's going to keep you away from God's blessing. So that's where I'm at with it right now. I got to focus on my purpose and my mission. And of course, I got to take care of these kids. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You saw the documentary on the Madonna stalker. Wait till I do the YouTube stalker documentary. It's going to be even just as crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you couldn't see him. Yeah, Jay Mizak, we're going to fix it. That's what I'm saying. We're going to fix it and see what's going on. But I took care of him. It's some stuff going on behind the scenes, and it's just crazy. But y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. I appreciate everybody here. I started out with 100 more people than I ended up, but I ain't tripping. I just need to get the information to the right people. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everything. Everybody, looking out, don't worry about me. I say, don't worry about me. That's what I say. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good. And everything is good, though. All right, y'all. I am out of here, and I'll be back. Peace. Wolf gang, where you at, man? Shit.